Sounds. Yep. They know it. The folks know it's about to be heavy. That's what that is. Oh, three, two, one. Let's go. Countdown is done.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, we are here with 210 LG, also known as Lawrence Gamer. Hello, Lawrence, are you there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. The question is, are you here?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right, cool. I just want to make sure, you know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, man. I'm excited, bro. This is crazy. This is
yeah.
gonna be fun. Oof. This right. Yeah. Yeah, I have. This actually goes back a little bit further than these two. Um, I've actually was in a group prior to this called the Cookout, and they preached they were preaching basically inclusiveness for people of color in the community or black people specifically. Let's just call it for what it is because that's what they're calling it. Uh, they preached that, and it was complete and total opposite. And this is at the beginning of the year. I just started noticing a lot of things and feeling a lot of things, and I just got tired of it, and I spoke up against it. And I'm just here. I am.
And I
Here
guess
I am,
it is
basically.
quite ironic because, they always preach about inclusivity, tolerance, and whatnot. And, like, when I first saw
Hmm.
Zombie killed and I saw, like, the way that she tweeted out the people and supported them, you'd really think that she's a really good stand up chick. And then at
Yeah,
the slightest push of criticism, she literally
yeah,
went full nuclear.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
And it's crazy because you see it be like you don't expect to see that, and it's like there's one or two reactions. It's like either you're shocked to see it or you go along with it. You know what I'm saying? And most of
right,
these people are going along with it. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
And
Well, do you
I
think it's out
don't
of fear? Do you think they're afraid?
afraid.
Yeah.
I don't know what they will be afraid of.
Getting flagged because if you see someone like Griffin Gaming who has like 220,000 subscribers,
Hmm.
taking down his video because he doesn't want to put his channel at risk. What do you think about other creators who would be substantially smaller than him?
Oh, it would definitely be worse. But I think honestly, to me, and this is what makes it different for me is like I don't care in a way. Um,
Mm,
the truth has to be said regardless. And I'm the type of person to where if I feel a certain way about something, it's going to get said.
right,
Um, regardless of the number. What I'm saying is what I'm saying, whether I have the numbers that I have now, even if I had less numbers than this, I I would still say it. You know what I'm saying? Even when I do get bigger, I still will say the same thing. That's consistency that I feel. That's something that I feel that's what authenticity is integrity is saying the same, believing, having the same belief. Um, whether you're under pressure or under fire or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the right thing, popular thing or not.
do you think that there is a bias, especially against, well, creators such as yourself and those with your opinion?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that goes without question. There is no there is no double think about it. I mean, I feel like there is. It's like if you don't fit the narrative, it's a problem.
Right,
Um I think what makes it a problem though is not necessarily the system itself. Um it's the people involved. These people honestly, like, don't get me wrong, and I'm not gonna take away credit from anybody that's doing their thing. Uh, but these people, I feel like they're not necessarily real gamers. per se. I feel in some cases that they're not real, like they're not authentic. Like they may have, if they played, it was probably casual at
Right,
best.
right.
You
Well,
know what I mean?
Zombie Kills did allude to that, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not great at video games. I effing suck." But she wanna just put her image out there so people who look like her could feel some semblance of belonging there. But it's
But
a little
no,
like it.
we want people that
Mm-hmm.
play game. That's the thing. That's what I'm looking at, and that right there is. And I don't mean to cut you off, my bad, because that right there irked me, and I heard that and it irked me because me personally, I'm not. While I'm not the best gamer, I'm solid. Like I'm pretty solid, especially when I play certain games like Tekken. I suck at League of Legends. My homeboy got me in the league, and I suck at it. But we trying. Well, I'm gonna try to get there. I'm trying to get better. Um, but like, especially when it comes to competitive games, I think that's the other problem too. Is like they're trying to infiltrate competitive games and widen the skill gap
Right,
and lower the bar, which I am against. You feel what I'm getting at?
right.
And that's something that doesn't make, to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, oh, we want to see more black people in gaming. Well, guess what? These black people we got to get good. We got to get up to the level of these top notch gamers. Now, granted, there are some outlier factors in there. There's some people that may have been in the right place, right time. But those are, to me, outliers.
Now that's a
You
very
know what I'm
important
saying?
thing that you just pointed out, like meritocracy in a sense, so that if you really want to be in the spotlight, if you really want to represent your cause or people who look like you or your affiliation, whatever you want to attach your identity to, the best thing for you to do is to prove yourself, to work for it, and not to just
Exactly.
ask for something or expect it to be handed out for you. And what I suspect is the
Right.
case with a lot of these creators out here is that they just they saw an opportunity to make money. It may not have been something that they were all the way proud about or like all the way engaged in, but they were like, okay, this is a way for me to make money. Let me go on this platform. I see a void of black women on this platform, so let me just give it a shot. You understand me?
Right.
And then they just
Right.
went with it. They rolled with it.
Let me put down my head and work to what I would do. I forgot what her name was. There was a black woman in particular. There's a couple of them. I think it's Ebonic Sims, and X Mirror Mirror is one of the two that I can think of off top. They Sims doesn't have a lot of options for black people, for darker complected characters.
Right.
So what they did was um they learned how to get in there and like Photoshop and learn how to get things working and put their patches in games. And now I think X Mirror Mirror, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, she's in talks with the people, for Sims, by the higher ups over
Right.
there, that's
That's
exactly what I'm
amazing.
talking about. Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. That right there, the work ethic part is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, don't get me wrong, we're all gonna have our times where we want to complain, but still put in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the part that I'm getting at, and that's the part why I feel that I got the backlash that I got is because I don't agree with this a lot of stuff that what's going on in the black community right now. I don't agree with, like, a lot of this, oh, we got to lower the bar. Like, I feel like the standard is being lowered
Yeah. Right.
for us, and it shouldn't be.
And it
You know
is
what I'm saying?
a bit of tokenism because it's like, oh,
Yes.
black people, you can't insert yourself or assert your presence inside of the gaming sphere, so let's just make it easier for you and people who look like you because obviously you're so incompetent, you can't do it on your own. You understand me? And
Right.
that's the whole
Right.
premise of
Shouldn't be
identity
seen.
politics, and that's why I don't really like it all that much. I'm not a fan of it. But
Right.
for
Never me
those who
neither.
are just tuning into the situation, you may not be fully up to date. So this creator, Griffin Gaming, made a channel
Right.
critical of these ladies
Super critical.
asking, and a guy asking for free consoles. All right, it wasn't just a woman thing. It was also this creator called Sonic something. Can't really remember.
Hmm.
Um, they asked for free consoles on the premise of their skin color because they said that they didn't see enough people reviewing the games, and these women, they specifically pushed that they didn't see any black women, you know,
Right.
reviewing these games. And like any responsible and reasonable adult, a lot of people argued, well, why didn't you just pay for it yourself? Why didn't you spend your hard earned money? Why didn't you stay up and try and combat the scalpers like everyone else did? And in
Right.
response, they were like, you said that I call the gaming industry racist, even though I made multiple tweets about it. You understand me, and said that
Right.
it's dominated by cisgendered white supremacist men. So they were
Yeah.
like, you know what? Even though I said that, how dare you say what I said? How dare you quote me saying what I said? You are racist. You are a coon. Let me get your channel straight, okay? The first victim of this was Griffin Gaming. When this video got
Right.
demonetized, he was like, hold up. Let me get this off of my platform. I don't need a strike. You understand me? This is my livelihood. Let me
Right.
just go in peace. This isn't worth it. Now, of course, it
Right.
exploded since. Many people gave their thoughts and opinion on it. Lawrence Gilmer, also known as 210LG, up in the building, he
Sir.
made a video and he has
Sir.
also been the object of hate, as you've seen
Yeah.
in the.
On
Give me a
several
second.
videos.
Right.
Uh,
In this
there's
image right
several
here,
videos.
you understand me, where this lady Candace, Typo Queen, Bacon Inhaler, Black as F, I guess you can make your own assumptions based on that name. You know what I hate? A loser has been
Yeah.
continuously caught speaking ill of black women. Use a black woman for his crunchy A content. 210LG is always openly and sneak dissing black women, especially black women. Twitter, do your thing. Right, so like a lot of
Right.
people, even in the comments, saying that, oh, report it and whatnot. And listen, I watched this entire video. At no point in time did he say anything hateful. Everything was just object criticism, extremely well articulated, extremely logic based. You understand me? Not, I didn't even feel as
Right.
though any of his emotions were involved. It just was just straight facts. You understand me? And they still felt the need to brigade him with, I feel as though, extremely unwarranted scrutiny. You have anything to add, Lawrence?
Yeah. I will say before that, if you can't beat them, bully them. I think that was my first video, but I did a video before that, and talking about the situation in the first video, people have gotten mad because in that first video I did make a joke about uh zombie,
Right,
and a lot of people were mad about, like, the people that removed me from they had removed me from their community, um because they were more concerned about the fat joke that I made versus the video where this video that's in question, where I said, look, this person's literally bullying, you know what I mean,
right,
literally bullying. And I'm not going, like I said, I just don't care. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm never not gonna sit up here and say I'm perfect by no stretch. Never claimed I was. There are times where I get petty. And folks that watch me, even when I'm playing games, like, no, I get petty.
right.
Okay, I will get petty. I will taunt, teabag in a game. Don't care. You know what I'm saying? I will
Yeah,
do it.
it's part of the
Because
industry.
it's part of the game. It's part of it. And if, but like I said, you're more concerned about a joke that I made about Zombie Kill. She said I'm arguably one of the biggest. When she said I'm one of the biggest names in gaming, and I kind of, like, you know took the joke and ran with it. You can kind
Right.
of see where I'm getting at with the joke, but I really, that was the thing that really bothered me, because, like, she feels like she's the biggest name in gaming. Like, if you looked up Zombie Kills prior to this incident, now her shit is just getting dragged now.
Bro,
Uh,
I didn't even know who she was prior to, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't know about her. I knew about her through another streamer friend of mine, by the name of Gothics TV.
Right,
Um, and they had a problem with her because she doesn't think. You'll notice a pattern. They don't think the same. Like, you notice how everybody's going through that victim phase, and everybody's, oh, well, if you don't agree with me, mass flag and blah blah blah, whoop de woo.
right,
Um, Gothics doesn't necessarily think along those lines. She's a little bit more open minded, and she's more, just, wanting to get questions. Like, if you were to tell her, hey, the games industry is racist,
right,
well, where is this racism at in the games industry? Where can you provide it proof to me? And these people, like, on screen, like Zombie Kills, like in any saga, where, well, if you don't believe me, then you're racist. I don't have time to have this discussion with you. Like,
yeah,
that's Yeah, like what the fuck? Like even like with your at the beginning of your video where you had that clip of her, that little screenshot of her talking to somebody like, "Well, I don't have time to talk. Either either get rid of the races or get out of my sight." Like
Right.
that shit right there, bro. I can't. I cannot. That is something that I do not like, and I that's the thing that I'm literally attacking is the blatant hypocrisy. Because like I mentioned earlier, they're connected. The reason why I'm against this stuff because they're connected. Um, in the saga, Zombie Kills, they're connected with Black Girl Gamers. Um, they're also in a way connected to the Cookout, which I was formerly a part of.
Mm.
That's why I called them out because they're all literally connected, and these people are literally saying that we're all about inclusiveness in the community, blah blah blah, whoop de woo. But when you're in there and you don't fit their narrative, they they just leave you. Leave you to rot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, that's not fair at all.
It sounds
You know
like
what I'm
they
saying?
want
And
blind loyalty. Like they want to have the ability to do whatever they want. You can't criticize them, but at the
right,
same time, you have to support them irrespective of what they do, and like you don't have
right,
any autonomy to do whatever you want to do or say what you want to say.
right. Exactly. And building, they're trying to build that community up of people like that's just gonna be there. Like I know, one time I think Black Girl Gamers was talking about like toxicity. Well, basically toxicity in gaming, and mainly talking about it was mainly aimed at men, because when they hear a girl on the game, they of course men will go in there, talk their shit.
Right.
Uh, they'll go and talk shit and be like, oh, make me a sandwich, blah blah blah, whoop de woo. And some of the girls will be like, well, some of my KDs are better, our KDs are better than some of these men, and I'm like, you got to put up or shut up,
Right.
and that's where I'm like, I don't agree with a lot of that stuff. Dark Riddler, shout out to Dark Riddler, man. He's been yeah, he's been doing the thing, bro. He's crazy. That's why he's like, I've been saying that shit since this started. But no, my thing is just like, no, like if you want it, like I said, it's meritocracy. If you want it, you got to work for it. You got to put some effort into there, bro. Like, and it's just so much issues. Like the issue that I have is not only this, like the blatant disrespect and calling for mass flagging, which dare I say is against TOS.
Right. On both Twitch,
TOS,
YouTube, and as well as Twitter.
Twitter, yeah, exactly, literally. You know what I'm saying? So you can't flag these people, even if they were racist, which they're not. Some of these people aren't racist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But even if they were, the fact that you mass flag, that's it. You know what I'm saying? By letter of the law. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? No joke. Abysmal is saying exactly basically what I've been posting. Yeah, yeah. He's been that man been posting, and they've been of course leaving him alone, but uh he's not the only one. There's been somebody else that was like, man, they targeting you, they not targeting me. I'm like, bro, just take it in stride, just take it in stride. Look,
I don't think anyone would.
he's
I
like,
can't
I want the
understand how
smoke.
someone would want that sort of hate, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Nah, he wants to, like, I want to prove him wrong. I'm like, hey,
oh
me too.
yeah,
But I'm like, bro, I was like, bro, me too. But sometimes it just be like, this shit was exhausting. Like my video yesterday was exhausting.
bro, and like it's so interesting that this CM picture that we have up right now on the screen for everyone to
Hmm.
see that you mentioned earlier about her saying that she doesn't want to have any conversations. Would you believe that she deleted that tweet? Because just now
I
I searched far wide. I typed in every single combination of
hmm
this tweet right here, cannot be found. I scrolled and scrolled on NNE Saga's page, cannot be
yeah,
found. And here she says, I don't have any time for conversations. Take down racist or get out of my sight. Tried to get your attention to peep the DMs because although
yeah,
I'm going to bottom the mentions for the people I already know, I still want to hear your perspective because I'm not sticking my head. I'm not gonna stick my head in the sand, ass dude. I just wanna have a genuine convo. You understand me? And then she was like,
yeah.
she doesn't have any time for that. And then at the
Right.
same time, that's very contradictory to what she said about Jay.
DKJ, yeah,
And she
exactly.
was like,
But
oh,
you have
just
time
DM
for
me,
two
just
o'clock.
DM me, and she was
Right, but you have time for to be 1 o'clock to call somebody at one. That this is where the hypocrisy
wait,
gets me. I'm about to
not only just call them at 1 a.m. but also get their number without their consent from God knows where.
Exactly. But I'm the devil though, according to Munchkin Doom.
Yeah, man. These
I'm
people
I'm El
insane.
Diablo, you know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, I'm glad you brought I'm glad that is up there because if you scroll there's a part in question where Enemy Saga picked on a neutral party by the name of Disparity. Uh neutral party. And it really that's what really grinded my gears, especially last night because he I tagged him like he was following me at first. Okay, it was cool. But I tagged him in the article just to show him that hey, look, I'm in the article. Him and another friend of mine named Akitak Uzu. I tagged him in the article, both of them, and I'm over here chilling, minding my business, and all of a sudden I get a message from Akitak, and he was telling me that they're talking to him, they're talking about him on um on Twitch, like they're actually going at him on Twitch,
Right,
and I got the clip. I think he give me the clip yet? I'm not sure. I think he did, but I'll have to give it to you a little bit later if I can find it.
right,
Um, but like they literally went into this man's stream while he was streaming. You know what I'm saying? While this man was fucking streaming, something completely unrelated. This man was drawing emotes. Okay, he draws and he does emotes.
wait, and we're talking about disparity, right?
Yes, disparity. Yes, they
Okay,
go into
just for being
disparity
neutral
stream
now.
just for being neutral.
Right,
Okay, Munchkin Doom came in there. That's where you got the clip where LG's the devil.
right,
Okay. Um, I don't know if any Saga was in there, but there was another person that was in there, and I can't remember. Wait, I think it was I love your homeboy. That was her username or whatever the fuck her name was. Um, yeah, I'm name dropping. I don't give a fuck. My thing is like, don't go in this man's stream. That was the thing that really pissed me off. Like, if he's neutral, he's neutral. You may not like it, but he's neutral. So why are you going in this man's stream, bugging him? You know what I'm saying? Causing him to go off his groove and do whatever else he had planned to do, and you're trying to bully him into submission. Into well, oh now, hey, now I gotta unfollow you, bro. Like I gotta, I gotta unfollow you because they now, I told them that I was neutral, but now they want me to, you know what I'm saying? Like now they're
right,
trying to mob on him, and then they're trying to make him bend the knee by, oh well, unfollow him. You need to, check the people in your circle. That, and once again, that clip right there, nothing to be neutral about when your man has a track record of continuously attacking black women.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, no, like that's not it. Like that's it definitely, that's bully tactics, straight up bully tactics. And honestly, if I want to get really technical, how this all of this started with all of them, because like I said, I already called out they didn't like what I was saying when the looting happened back earlier the year with the
Right.
whole looting situation, because I was against the looting shit and they didn't like it. But that's when
Of
they also
course.
that's when they some of these people got on me too. um but also too, I had called out another streamer uh, because of that argument. She basically unfollowed me on Twitter,
Mm.
and I had still followed her on Twitch. Okay, this is somebody completely unrelated. Um, I was following her on Twitch, and I happened to see her live on Twitch. And when I go in your Twitch streams, I'm not trying to start no drama. Like I'm going in there to,
Support, huh?
she was, yeah, support and just chill out. She was the streamer was playing Dead by Daylight. Okay, I was in there, just got a couple of comments, just dropping a couple of comments in according to the gameplay. Hey, run, hey, how you doing? Hey, chat. It was silent. You know what I'm saying? It was just straight up silent.
Right.
And I shit you not, after the end of the game, she literally looked at the screen. She was like, "Wait, hold on, is that LG? No. I don't like your tweets. I unfollowed you for a reason. I don't like your tweets."
Did you even
Like,
realize that
what?
she had followed you?
I knew she had unfollowed me on Twitter, but I didn't know I didn't know it was a problem. Like I said, if you unfollow me on Twitter, it's whatever. But
Right.
I'm here on your Twitch to just support you. Like that's what I do. I support you. So this same person, she was like, "I don't like your tweets." nah, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. So I ended up getting timed out for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got timed out as whatever mods timed me out, and I'm like, you know what, fuck that, and I called it out. I just got pissed off, and I called it out. I'm like, nah, this ain't right, because you don't like my tweets, you gonna sit up here and unfollow somebody? That's childish. You know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
yeah, and then
And
basically
then
mute them
they started,
inside the stream.
yeah, I'm getting attacked inside the stream, and then I'm getting attacked from from women. Oh well, nobody owes you, nobody has to hang with you, nobody has to hang with you, nobody has to, all this bullshit. And I'm like, what is this defending bullshit? Like, why are y'all defending this shit? And people that came out the woodwork, and actually one black woman that I used to support, that was actually on my Hydra team, um, the Hydra team that I'm with, which ended up getting kicked out because she would start trying to do OF OnlyFans, and they wasn't having it, so they was like, we can't have that. Unfortunately, my bad. Sorry.
Mm.
Um, which, nothing wrong with that. She kind of got a little mad about it, but I still was like, okay, you still cool. I support you. She dragged up on me too, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Shit, I am not. Y'all not about to double, dog pile on me like this shit. Like, fuck y'all. I said what the fuck I said. Period.
Period.
And like I said, I noticed that all of them, they're all a part of the same clique. Essentially, they're all similar minded. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they all have that same mindset, but it's like I'm honestly trying to figure out like the things and their actions have been so unfounded and like so just off the wall crazy that it really alarmed me, and it had me with the sense that how do these sorts of people even come to these conclusions? How do their thought processes work? Because to the
Bro,
average person, these are
it makes no
psychopathic
sense.
tendencies. You understand me?
Very, very, and I agree with you. Like, they're very psychotic, and it's like you're like, what is his name? Eric D. July said it best. Um, they're looking for dragons to slay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're constantly looking for enemies and making enemies where there are none. You know what I mean?
So do you think
And
it's intentional? Because like, of course, like for me, I was like, these people should just take the hate or whatnot. Like, how should I best phrase this?
take the heat.
I felt as though they should take the hate the way that they see it. You understand me? Internalize it. If they disagree with it, then I think that hey, there's literally nothing wrong with you being like, oh, actually, I disagree with you saying that I shouldn't have done this because of my race, and let me explain my point
Right.
further. Argue back and forth and get that clout that you want so badly. Okay, I can
Yep.
understand that, but when you actually go to like do that extreme taboo of false flagging someone, and then I would say falsely accusing them of essentially racism, which is a serious claim. Like you want to talk about racial inequities and whatnot inside the country. Nothing is as
Yeah.
racially divisive as you know claiming that someone did something when they didn't, and then striking their content on the base of that, and then playing identity politics even further, which you've seen through this entire year the media played on,
Yeah.
and it was very
Yeah.
impactful in how in everything that happened this year,
Mhm.
globally. You understand me?
Right.
And it's
Exactly. And this is literally, it's like you said, it's psychotic behavior, and people are bending the knee to this shit. And I get it. Like, those are heavy terms. No company, nobody wants to be labeled as a racist. Nobody wants to be labeled as sexist. Nobody wants to be labeled as these terms.
and
So
they throw it out so casually, so it's like it really dilutes the actual meaning.
it,
So when you see black people getting killed because of hate crimes, or when you see women getting tortured because of actual misogynists, people who actually hate women, and yes, these people do exist. But
exactly,
when you just throw the term around loosely, then you discredit the people that actually suffer from these things daily. You understand me?
right.
Those
And
women who are being
I think what
trafficked
they're
and whatnot. You understand
I
me?
think what they're trying to do, yeah, I feel it. I think what they're trying to do, and if I may try to kind of give them, I wouldn't say credit, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to nip it in the bud. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
They're trying to nip it in the bud. If that makes sense, they're trying to, they're trying to stop it before it get. They feel like everybody else is too far gone, so we're trying to stop it now because they think that, oh well, somebody saying something that we don't like can lead to these things, which
Right.
honestly there's no, which
But they just
to
end up
be
getting
fair,
stricened. Now it's bigger
exactly,
than it
it's
ever could
no
have been.
correlation. And
Way out of hand.
it's way out of line and no correlation. There's no correlation between somebody saying, "Hey, I don't agree with you," and "Oh, I hate women." There is no that's not what it is. And and for me personally, when people tell me that I hate women, like especially black women, it at first it really bothers me because that's the furthest thing from the truth for me. You know what I mean? Like if I hated women, I wouldn't be in a position where like I would before COVID. I used to work as a strip club DJ,
Right.
so that job in itself is 70% women. If I hated women so much, logically speaking, I wouldn't put myself in a position where there's mostly women. I would be I would be driving myself mad
And plus,
being
they wouldn't allow you to be in that position for too long if you actually did hate women. You understand me?
exactly. And it wouldn't be my thing is for me personally in my mind, it would be evident. You would see it. Like the managers would see it, everybody would see it.
Everyone's yeah.
I don't hate that. Like I don't, man, please. Like when I like most of my artwork was is basically black cosplayers
Right.
first. Like that's where I go to first. You know what I'm saying? Like most of my stuff, like even when I would be practicing, like when I stuff that I don't put out, I practice on. I would get it would like, models, black women models. Those would be the first ones I go for. You know what I'm saying? If I hated black women so much, I wouldn't view them as the muse that they are. I wouldn't see the beauty in them.
And
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
you get what
something
I'm
that
getting
I
at.
feel as though really, I guess it's counterintuitive in a sense when they play that whole "you hate black women" card, because it's like when you, like I said, when you throw it around loosely, it loses its meaning. So for someone like you or me, right, who in a
Yeah,
sense I guess you could say adore black women, right? We're
yeah,
black men ourselves, okay? They're always going to be
right.
our first and final preference, right? And then when someone like that attacks us, flags your channel, calls us misogynists, claim that we
Mm,
hate black women despite everything in our lives that we have done to either facilitate them or support them. You
yeah.
understand me? You understand how they can not only turn us off from them, but then people who literally have no reason to be loyal to black women, like I don't know anybody else, I guess, of any other ethnicity or class, who have literally
Mm,
no attachment to them, who literally weren't born from them, then
mm,
they're gonna be much more easily turned off than anyone else. So now everyone's gonna be like, oh, this is just a toxic cult like following in the far reaches of Twitch where a bunch of angry black women congregate. And obviously that's not, I wouldn't say that that's the case, because it's this amazing girl who I like to watch called I Candy. I don't know if you heard
mm.
of her. I saw some of her
I
clips
think
online. I'm like, damn, she's really entertaining. She's really funny. She's really chill. You know, she never complained about anyone sharing her clips or whatnot. And I think that she's pretty chill and she's pretty cool. I've also seen
okay.
some other black female streamers before, and they're all pretty cool. But then
Right,
these
right.
people who say that they are the foremost authority on black women on Twitch and online and gaming in general, right? They say that they are the most, well, in the words of Zombie Kills, the most noticeable black woman in gaming.
Who?
And to be carrying on like this in the presence
Who?
of huge creators who could, in a sense, help them. Like if she really wanted to, she could have even pulled Griffin Gaming aside, say that she wanted to have a chat with him and discuss the
Right.
whole
Have a
matter, even
debate.
if it went heated. I'm pretty sure she would have gotten a lot of notoriety just off of that. You understand me? She didn't
Right.
have to go this route.
A lot, in these content creators like that, and that's these supposed content creators, and I said it in my video, the first video I think I did. A content creator who can't take criticism is like a surgeon who passes out at the sight of blood.
Wow, that's really powerful.
They're fucking useless, bro. Like, and they could take whoever's watching this, they can, the haters are watching, they can take it however they want. I just feel like these people are really are devoid of criticism. Like we're in this age where people are starting to get sensitive. Because when I was growing up, man, if you didn't like somebody said, you stood up for it. Hey, nah, I don't agree with that, and you stood your ground. And if it was really that bad, you just ignored it. You know what I'm saying? If it
Not
was,
only
if
that,
you didn't
bro,
like,
even in the gaming space, you know?
bro. Exactly. And if somebody was literally being racist towards you, you can report that. You know what I'm saying? That's what the report was for. But now we get all of these reports for for nothing. We're reporting everybody for nothing because oh, he said something that one thing I didn't like. And especially if you're playing like a competitive game, that's my biggest thing is like these people are trying to get into competitive spaces and they want to sit up here and try to fundamentally change the game and it doesn't to make it fit them and it's not going to work. And I'm not talking about just skill gap. I'm talking about like you can't take, somebody popping off, you can't take somebody, talking shit about you. Like
Well, the
hell,
thing is, right? I don't know if you remember, there was this Vice or Vox. I can't remember what they were called. Or BuzzFeed. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was BuzzFeed, where they were talking about female gamers, and they was like, "Oh, as a woman, it's so hard. People
oh yeah,
talk so poorly to us on the mics and whatnot." And it's like, bro, I've literally heard the most racist, derogative of me, every member of my family, my dog. No one was
right.
excluded from
Xbox
that sort
Live,
of slander.
bro.
Listen,
Xbox
relatives and
Live,
animals that I didn't even know I have, they included inside the conversation and made up like an entire ammo about me. Just
right.
to,
Xbox Live, bro.
yeah,
That's Xbox.
man. Yeah, of course, bro. Look, bro, even if you surf in a public lobby today on CSGO, the first
Yep.
thing they said about me, are you Indian? Try and put on a
Wow.
little accent and whatnot. I'm like, damn. At least if I at least get it right, at least get my ethnicity right. And it's like, I didn't take anything by it. You know what I did afterwards? I joked around a bit with them. Made a
Yeah.
convo. We had a very long interaction, and I'm friends with that person right now on Steam. You understand me? That's how we handle stuff.
Yeah.
It ain't gotta be like
Right.
this. And the
Exactly.
thing is, it didn't even go that far in these instances.
Exactly. And it's like light banner. Like if it, I'm glad you mentioned it because like these people are burning bridges at this point. Like they're literally burning bridges
Before
with
they were
people.
even built, to be honest.
Exactly. You don't know who the person that you're talking to. Some people that's how they get down. Okay, if you stand up for yourself, 9 times out of 10, folks are gonna respect you more.
Right.
And now you got these people that, oh, we want to flag you, I'm gonna report you, I'm gonna record you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, shut up. Okay, play the game. You already, matter of fact, I'm looking at your KD right now. I can see why they flaming you, bro. I'd flame you too if you wasn't doing good. I would talk shit about you too sometimes. Look, it happens to me, so especially when you play League of Legends. God. But yeah, like people are just ridiculous. Like people are utter ridiculous and not understanding the length of their actions because this shit right here is stupidity. It's you trying to create, you're trying to create, like you said earlier, this blind loyalty and trying to avoid the meritocracy, and you're, oh well, I got these numbers. Well, show us. I I don't need to show you. You just got to believe what I tell you. No, Trick, show us. You know what I'm saying?
And
You
it's
gotta
like
show
before
us.
all of this, they literally had like their following and their viewership. Because like I pointed out in my video, before any of this happened,
Yeah.
they didn't. The chick Enemy Saga, yeah, she was on the platform for like 5 years. Before any of this happened, I think she had like 20,000 less views. So me and her, if you give or take a few thousand, like five or so thousand, me who just came on the platform 5 months ago and has like I think 2.5% of the um subscribers that she has,
Right.
bro. I have almost the exact same viewership as this woman, right?
Yep.
And it's like I really wanted to point out that in the grand scheme of things, we're all non-entities, bro. We're all
Right.
negligible, and the whole point is to get to notoriety so you could represent your culture, everything you want to do on the platform,
Right.
as well as make a living. So that hey, you could, like Zombie Kill said, in a sense, put your foot in the door before it closes to allow other people to come in. You understand me? And it's like,
Right.
I don't have a problem with that, but it's just how far you go with it. And I don't even think that
Right.
there's anything wrong if they just ask Sony for the PlayStations, bro. Because it's like, even though they say that, even though even though I don't like the whole premise that they built that argument on, that oh, because of the color of their skin, and they uh just wanted free stuff. Yeah, of course they wanted free
Mm,
stuff. And it's like,
right.
I tweeted myself, hey, Sony, Xbox, hit me up, bro, because I see you giving out these free consoles. I want my free console too, man. I'm a black guy.
Right.
You
I'm
understand
a
me?
black guy. Right.
Where,
Oh, wait, what? What numbers? What? I have to have enough numbers? Oh, really? Huh.
really, really? So you try. So are these people didn't have the numbers? I have just as healthy viewership
Well,
as them. What's up?
what
What's
they were
going
looking
on?
at was, if you look at Zombie Kills, like before, prior to this, if you look at Zombie Kills, she was featured. She featured in a lot of podcasts. She was, I think, Inside Gaming was the main one that set it off with the issue. And honestly, I didn't know about that one until Griffin Gaming. Shouts out to Griffin Gaming once again, by the way.
Right.
Um, I I didn't. I had looked, and she really, her numbers outside of a few people in podcasting, like some of the podcasts that she were in, were the numbers were abysmal. Like one was like 2 months ago, had 20 views. You know,
And she's the foremost biggest black biggest or I don't want to how to think that I'm trying to fat shame her. She was the largest female black gamer in the industry. Yeah, she was barely cracking 20 views, and it's like, who is actually
over,
tuning in for these people? Who actually tuned in for Zombie Kills? Who
and
actually
then,
tunes
matter of
in
fact,
for
one of
Enemy
her videos
Saga? Like that's what I'm trying to understand, because like everybody tuning in for this drama is one thing, but who's actually coming and staying just for you?
afterwards, like
Who's
that's
interested
the
in
thing.
that?
In one of the videos that I added in one of mine that made me mad is where she literally went in one of another podcast. She was saying, well, she didn't like Assassin's Creed Valhalla because White Viking. Negative hype. I don't like. I despise White Vikings. Bleh. Negative hype. Can we have negative hype? Stop it. Another White Viking game. Can we stop exploring whiteness? Those were her words. It's in the video.
um so
You know what I'm saying?
and it's
Like,
like,
but my thing is like, if in this, and back to what we were talking about earlier, if this is a slippery slope type shit, because this is like, if you were to see this stuff, like if a white person said this stuff,
oh my god, bro.
exactly, that reaction right there is perfect. Exactly what would happen. So now, why is it all of a sudden that it's okay, it's perfectly fine, and it's encouraged to go against white people? That is literally racism.
Because there's an
Why?
anti-white bias perpetuated by the media for the subjugation of society as we know it. Because once you get everyone against the white man and you get him apologetic for his actions, then you demoralize him. And then who's the next largest threat? The black community. You understand me? So okay,
No, they're trying to
let's get
pass
them in
it.
a
They're trying to
false
pass
sense of
it to Asians.
security so that they rely on us for everything. Let's make them feel as though they can't do anything on their own without our intervention. So then what do? Rely completely on the state, and that's exactly where they want to have them. And nobody's been a victim of that more than black women. And the black women think that that's support for them. The black women think that that's love shown out of concern for them, but no, is literally just to keep the mothers of our people subjugated to the government. And if you have the mother who is the foremost authority on children these days, with single motherhood going up like on the extreme rise, then you basically control the future. That's just a powerful role that women hold. You understand me?
Right. And then, but they're using it, and but yet, if we say that they're using it in the wrong way, then but we're the bad guys because we say
Right.
it. Huh?
Right.
And I'm like, nah, and I'm not, I can't get with that. And like I said, and I've likened that in that discussion. I've likened it to this, right? So say I am the owner of a McDonald's, right? I'm the owner, and you are the I have you as a hiring manager, right?
Right.
And I tell you, hire. I need you to give me. I need 10 people hired this month. Okay, you give me 10 people. Of those 10, 8 of them are bad. 8 of them, they don't show up to work on time. Some of them steal food, unnecessarily steal food. Some of them are just bad for the business, and some of them get our store even in great danger. Okay, who am I going to go to? Who am I going to blame as a CEO? Who am I going to go to?
The manager, eh? Because he hired them.
E- exactly. And don't get me wrong, yes, I'm going to get on those people as well. But the main one I'm going to get on is the manager because you hired these people. So either there's something wrong with your judgment or they lied. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, and it's the same way with these women, like especially with the black women, is these black women, the women that I feel like are like hiring managers for their lives. You know what I'm saying? You hire this a man to, in less words, I'm massive air quotes. You can't see my hands, but air quotes. You're
Right.
hiring a man to be in your life. You know what I'm saying? But he's not adding any value. He's doing all. He's making your life a mess. You know, and you get intentionally get pregnant with this man.
Mm. Yeah.
Now your life is fucked up, and you want to blame him when that part could have been prevented. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You didn't have to have babies with the man. You know what I mean? You didn't have to have babies with him. You could have not. I mean, if you had an emotional attachment connection, that's fine. I get that. That sometimes that happens. I feel it. I'm not mad about that part. But to go as far as to have a baby, to open your legs raw, let him raw dog you, and have bring another life into the world, and you don't know if he's good enough to be that father for you, to be in his kid's life, something's wrong.
So I have a
You know what
question.
I'm
Would
saying?
you say that the media, and I guess you could even say the system at large, is being black women are allowing themselves to be raw dogged by these systems and by the media, and allowing them to take advantage of them, and they don't even know what's really up, but they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm
At
saying?
this point, at this point, I'm not gonna blame the system. At this
Hmm.
point, I'm not
Oh,
gonna just
yes,
blame the
that's what you're
system.
saying. You're saying that they are allowing these things to happen to them. See,
At some point you're gonna. That's what I mean with the hiring manager. At some point, now don't get me wrong. Out of those, remember I told you, out of those eight, those 10, 8 were bad, right? Now two of them may have lied. Two of them may have lied on their resume and said that they were a good fit, and whatever. But the other six didn't. The other six were somebody that you knew, and you knew they weren't shit. You know what I'm saying? They really wasn't about shit. Ain't trying to be shit. You're just trying to, you still trying to look out for them because that's your boy, and they fucking up. They fucking up your job. You know what I mean? You get where I'm going up with this? Like
mm-hmm.
at some point, yeah, the system, but then also too, they're feeding right into it. Again, they're going right into it. It's
So
a
so
vicious
at this
cycle.
point, it's a argument for accountability.
Yes, that's what we're going into, the accountability issue. At some point, you got to take accountability for your shit.
Right.
But when we mention accountability, we get hacked for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we mention like even like with Zombie Kills, matter of fact, I forgot to mention this in my videos. With Zombie Kills, she even went and asking for the PlayStation 5. She was literally asking for. She literally tagged Justice for Breonna Taylor.
Right. That was
I'm
so
like,
cringe. That was so
I'm
cringe.
like, but what does Breonna now? Not we're not gonna sit up. I'm not gonna go on the whole Breonna Taylor thing and how she really that situation is
Right.
more fucked up than what people think it is. It's not what people people think that, oh, it's the police fault when it was more to it than that. But anywho, we're not gonna go into that. What I'm going into is why are you using justice for Breonna Taylor to justify getting a PS5?
Real.
That's the part. Not only is it cringe, it's ridiculously
I
stupid.
wonder if she still has that tweet up.
Oh, people have screenshot the fuck out of that tweet.
Well, her tweets are protected in any event. And speaking
I've
of
never
cringe,
seen I've never seen a activist. I've never seen an activist have a closed account.
speaking
I'm not
of
trying to be.
some cringe though, didn't they accuse you of well, I shouldn't say accuse. Shouldn't didn't they like crucify you for making a fat joke, right? For fat shaming.
Yeah. Yes.
So this kid on the internet, JRPG, stands for John, really powerful guy or whatnot.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, at YouTube and YouTube Gaming, stop allowing this sloppy bag of shit to place on your platform. His entire grift is whipping up hate mobs to drive harassment towards his target, which are usually women. It's been years. The fuck are you waiting for?" And that's interesting. Sorry for those who, I get that a little bit uncensored because this is a huge double standard that I just wanted to point out. This person in question is Jeremy from the quartering. I watched his video. He was, I think, the first person that educated me on this entire situation. And I was like,
Mm.
damn, I couldn't believe it was as serious as it did. So now he just gave his object criticism. He didn't say
He
anything derogative about
and
them. He didn't
and
slander
he
them or
said
lie about them. Literally, all he did was read an article and gave his thoughts on it. And
right
instead,
and said don't attack it and don't tag them, don't do
yes, he
nothing
said not to
in his
attack
video.
them. And what did they do in turn? Oh, he's gonna concede. This is our opportunity to charge. And they just is
Hell,
like
man,
full forward, full Kaioken times 1,000
fuck that,
right into everyone, criticizing everyone.
everybody.
They want to give everyone the smoke. And they're like, it's so crazy, and I don't think that I haven't seen anyone saying the false flag, the quartering. Well, obviously they know better, given his track record of calling up some GoFundmes, and his
Yeah,
fans
well,
would literally finance his legal battles when people try to false flag him or try
mm,
to scrutinize him unjustly. You have a very loyal fan base, so they're like a little army on that side. I don't think Zombie Kills won any of that. And
I don't think so
she
either.
told you that well, you said that they criticized you for fat
Some
shaming
other
and
people did.
whatnot because of what you said about her. Okay,
Yeah,
so now she says, Fwitz, hi, this has impacted me and my community and made us feel very unsafe. Could you help us, please? So for a
yep,
person who didn't like, fat shaming, for a person who didn't like talking about other people's appearances, she didn't comment anything or say anything poorly about that at all. She was like pretty calm, pretty base. It's like she agreed with him
right,
being a sloppy bag of shit. You understand me? She also calls
exactly.
people bitches, and I would love to see a guy call a female a bitch on the internet and not see like a million other people just lining off with hate. Okay, you cannot call a woman a bitch on the internet. That does not slide at all. But of course, they could
Man,
just call everyone that, and
everything else they could talk about your dick size. They could talk about everything else. Make you feel
everything,
like little man. I'm
everything.
like, oh, kiss my ass, bro.
And guess what? The director for YouTube Gaming, you understand me? The head of YouTube Gaming, sorry, head of YouTube
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
since
gaming
I'm on
YouTube, right? Ryan what he said. Wyatt, he said, thanks for flagging. Team YouTube will look into us. The quartering then responded
oh,
right beneath it. You,
click on it. Click on it again, because there is something. No, no, no. Yeah, click on that tweet. Click on that tweet. Not the quartering tweet. The one above it.
oh, Ryan,
On Ryan. Yeah,
right, Wyatt.
yeah. Go back one.
Okay, I clicked
Go
on
back.
it. And the quartering replied, you know, you actively
Yeah,
encourage and positively reinforce abuse of the YouTube flagging system and abuse by even responding to this as the head of YouTube Gaming, right? And then
that
you
is true.
responded, "Good evening, Ryan. While you're looking into this issue, keep in mind that these content creators are going around harassing other people, including JD Entertainment,
Yeah,
which is against YouTube terms of service for simply having a difference of opinion. You understand me? Jay used to do it in question. He
yeah,
was on call the other day. You understand me? Who was basically threatened by Enemy Saga that she would have beaten his ass, and it's like it's
yeah.
crazy, you
And
know.
I'm like I saw the opportunity and I'm like I'm just gonna hit it because like honestly that's how you got to hit these people and you have to put them in a state of checkmate uh at this point because these people they're not gonna listen any other way because that's literally against terms of service calling for harassment of somebody and these same people are literally calling not only are they calling for harassment of these people they're literally calling people to harass them.
I'm pretty sure,
You
yeah,
feel what
that
I'm
is
saying?
def, bro. Getting someone's number without their consent is 100% harassment. And then this person
Right.
says, "Thanks for flagging. Oh, the irony. Extremists tend to not possess functioning sense of irony." Because like, imagine being the head of gaming, responding to this chick, false flagging people, and then being, "Oh, thank you for bringing this. Thanks for flagging." Like what?
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, it makes it look backwards, and I'm like, nah, bro. Like, if you gonna be like that, if you gonna look at one side, you got to look at both. And You got to look at both. You
Bro,
can't
and
just
you
look
know,
at
like how NPCs literally have no intelligence of their own and they just do whatever they're programmed to do. Literally,
yeah.
you should see all of the NPC bots just coming through. I
Oh
don't know,
my
maybe if
king.
you didn't center your entire platform around harassing women because because you're a talentless loser, your videos wouldn't get flagged. And
What if his
and then this
talent?
other chick was like, "Do you watch this content, or are you relying on the Twitter sphere to give you facts, quote unquote facts?" You know, I'm doing the air quotations now that you can't see. His entire platform. I mean, just looking at his recent videos, 22 of on the past week are either in support of YouTubers about the PlayStation 5 issue about Johnny Depp, or in support of The Mandalorian, in which he very much so supported a lady who was getting a lot of backlash from The Mandalorian. You understand me?
Right,
So
right, right, right. I
so
don't
and then
like
she was
Depp.
like, on this, Gina
Don't.
Carano was the chick in question that he supported. And it's like, she was like, I
Right.
don't like Depp or Carano, so he's a misogynist, and he has y'all brainwashed to defend them being garbage no matter what. You understand me? So I, man,
Wow. And then the tweet right under it. Thank you for your valued opinion, white woman. Wow.
yeah. So,
That's not
mom,
racist at
while
all.
you're pointing out how dumb I sound, I like to let you know that I'm both sexist and racist, and there's a lot of self hate in the white community, to couple with the hatred of white people from some, not all. I would say
Oh,
the minority, the extreme minority, just a little small little fringe corner of the internet. You have
yeah.
those black people that just outright hate white people, and they have absolutely no problem publicizing that belief and that, those feelings.
That's exactly what they're doing, and they're trying to put that in the gaming sphere. Like, there's like, oh well, the games industry is racist. No, 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 it's not. Okay. Now, are there racists in gaming?
Right.
Yeah, we're not gonna deny that, but not everybody's racist. And if we're gonna talk about if there's racism in gaming, that includes you too. Because if you're gonna sit up here call a white person a cracker, if you're gonna sit up here and talk about do anything white person this, white person that, talk about them basis on their race,
Right.
you're participating in same said racism. And I don't understand, like, as of late people have been like, well, black people can't be racist. No, by definition, if you start harassing people on the basis of race, you're racist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. There is no if, ands, or buts. It's not no a matter of power. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. We speaking of power, these people are trying to get power, but then at the same time, they, like Zombie said, like, oh, I'm trying to smash my foot in the door, but then she's trying to control who they want in,
Right.
and this is where that's what I'm against, and this is what made me really want to speak out, because the biggest thing I've noticed is what they do is it's very cliquish. They say that they're about, it's the language. They say that they're about, oh, we're about inclusion. We're about, black people sticking together. We're about unity in a community. And it sounds good, for especially for somebody who has been, dealing with the feeling of being, alone, for somebody who's been pushing their content for years, like myself, who feels like I just want to have a sense of belonging. You know what I'm saying? And which is one of the reasons why I'm creating my brand, Dynasty Network, for stuff like that, where people can come in and be content creators, and enjoy various forms of making, crafting content, and consuming content and all that.
Yeah.
But like, they're doing all of this stuff, on the surface it looks good. On the surface is, we want more representation,
Right.
which is great. We could use a little bit of representation. That's fine. We can use more of that. um, on the surface it sounds good, but once you get into these groups and you start talking to these people, you go in bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and you start sitting in and looking in these groups. Some people, they may welcome you for a little bit. You may feel welcome, you may feel good or whatever. But when it starts coming into certain things, like certain topics that they bring up,
Very intolerant. Extremely intolerant.
extremely the opposite. That it's very cliquish. If you do not believe what these people believe, then they're going to either the best thing they're going to do is they're going to ignore you. That's the first thing they're going to do, is they're going to ignore you. They're just going to put you off to the side. especially if you have small numbers. Like if your numbers are not, to where they wanted to be, which they'll never tell you. By the way, that's the other thing. Some they'll hardly ever tell you. Um, they'll once if you're not there, they'll ignore you. Now, if you speak up, then that's when you have a problem. Either, they'll try to, at work at best they'll probably try to, they'll probably try to coddle you into staying. They'll probably try to coddle you into, well, maybe you should stick around, and well, we're really not that bad. It's really da da da. Trying to make you ease you down a little bit. But then for certain people, depending on how you put it, they'll do like what they did with try to do with DKJ. You feel me? You know, which is kind of the worst end of the stick. And then you have what they're trying to do to me. You know what I'm saying? And then you notice the language. You feel me? Like you notice what they're saying to these about their quote unquote opposition. You know what I'm saying? And really, when you think about it, it's not really opposition because numbers wise, Zombie kills in the quartering, for example, they don't have, and quartering has her beat by a landslide, especially on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Now Twitch, I went to go check on Twitch. She has only 5,000 followers on Twitch. She's a partner streamer with 5,000 followers. Okay. She's been on multiple podcasts. Like I said, I'm not taking away anybody's accomplishments. That is the biggest thing that they start using with this language. Oh well, you're not appreciative of what's happening, or you don't appreciate people's accomplishments, and you're just a hater at this point. No, I'm not hating you. I'm not mad at you for you making your numbers or what you got this far. What I don't like is the fact that you're sitting up here lying. The fact that you're trying to oversell yourself in a way to where, oh, I'm the most visible, I'm one of the most visible black women in gaming right now, when you're not. You know what I'm saying? Jazzy Guns is more visible than you feel me? Curious Joy, which is if you know Andre Black Nerd Gaming, I think if you remember him, you might be a little bit too young to remember him. He's a little bit older, like my age range. Um, he was she was friends with she's friends with Curious. He's friends with Curious Joy, which I follow her on her Twitter or Twitch. You know what I'm saying? She's part of it. You know what I'm saying? And really cool, laid back person. You know what I'm saying? And there's other, like I said, I know other female streamers, but it's like you're doing all of this shit. Like you're doing all this loud talking for what? You know
And
what I mean?
it's like they're saying that they're trying to keep the door open, like you started this conversation by saying, when in actuality is much more like 1984 indoctrination, where they're like, abide by my
Mm,
rules, agree with me 100%, and you're in, okay? I'll allow
yeah.
you to come through, and then you then owe me because then I made you, right? If you don't
Right.
agree with me, then you know it's coming. You can't come through. You can't pass through. Well, what I do
Right.
believe is that if someone disagreed with them, and it was like a black woman who was like exponentially larger than them and disagreed with them, I believe that they definitely would simp for that woman so that they could,
Mm,
get their own financial gain out of it. Like, I feel as though the only way for them to get all of this resolved is if they see some route for them to, like, just redact everything that they did and make it out in one piece while financially
mm.
prospering, because I believe that's the incentive towards all of that from the jump. They didn't care
I
about POCs. They don't care about anything
I
that they
disagree
claim
with
about,
that.
because if they cared about them, they wouldn't be carrying on like this, and they would be open up to listening to people. Because, like I said in my video, they're not even listening to people that quote unquote look like them. They're not even looking at people
Exactly.
who are in their communities. They're not even looking at people who
Mm,
go into the exact same struggles as them. And instead, what
right.
they're doing is just attacking everybody blindly. Okay? So, I don't understand how far they think that they're going to get with that. Therefore, it isn't logical, so I completely ruled that out. What I think the case is, they wanted a free Xbox. You understand me? They probably couldn't
Yeah.
afford it, or perhaps the scalpers kept them from getting it. So you know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna write this
Yeah.
on Twitter because that's what I'm gonna get. And the same way how I made my tweet as a joke, because I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, if they got a free Xbox and I'm a person of color, I get
Yeah.
just as healthy views, just as healthy of viewership as them. So let me go,
Right.
and I have substantially less subscribers at that, and I still get
Right.
that amount of views. And I'm like, let me go and try to tweet out
Push my luck.
Xbox and Sony and let me see what's up. Let me see if I can get a taste of this, a piece of this pie too. And I believe that that's the exact same perspective that they had when they first made that tweet. And then when people called them out on it, they're like, no, 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 no. I use my color as a means to justify all of this. Therefore, I am protected. Now, if you don't agree with me, then you're just automatically racist. You understand me?
Right, and
So that
I
that
can't do
that
that.
therein
Ugh.
lies the paradoxical narrative that they were trying to spew. And it's like
Mm,
they want to push inclusivity, but in actuality, that can be the case. Those things just don't coincide. Attacking people, especially the ones who look like you, just trying to help you, like Jay. You understand me?
yeah,
When you attack these
yeah,
people, they try and help you, and you make yourself look bad. You demonize yourself, and then you just end up swinging. Just like when you corner an animal, a dog. You
yep,
understand? He's gonna fight back because at that point it's either fight or flight. There's nowhere else to run. So I'm just gonna fight these
right,
people. And then when they saw like a much larger creator, they were like, you know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna attack these
right.
people. And
And you
it's
notice the language. You
yeah,
notice what they said.
exactly
And
right,
even with Zombie, like Zombie, literally put on, and it was put in the article too. The other article that Bounding in the Gaming made. She literally said, "I'm just leaving this right here because they're sending hate my way." And before she locked up her account, of course. So you're thinking that you're anticipating the hate coming, which isn't true at all to begin with. You know what I'm saying? He even said, "No, we're not. Don't go over there." But yet you're sitting up here using loaded language to your followers,
right,
who is just going to eat the shit up.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy you mentioned bigger. A woman that's bigger. Once again, Gothix TV, Gothix TV on Twitter. Uh, she was, she is actually no, she's a bigger streamer. Matter of fact, she's got numbers. She's partnered. Like she's 12K. She's got numbers, bro. And they were going at her because she doesn't agree with that. You know what I mean? And once again, congrats to DKJ for getting 1,000 subscribers off of his
right.
on his stuff, man. That's crazy. But yeah, like they were literally, and they're still going back and forth where they're trying to. Some people are literally being extra, like literally trying to be extra petty and trying to, how they got like blank out their name and stuff like that with the little star thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're doing that, on the side, thinking that other people ain't gonna see it. You know what I mean? And that's the part that, oh, that's one of them. Uh, you had scrolled past one of the people that I was talking about that was involved with the
Mean this
stuff that
lady
I,
here?
huh?
Mean this lady here?
Let me, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yep, yep. I called it. Yep, that's, what I'm saying. But you know, they think they're getting clout, and people are just following blindly following, and I just can't get with that. Like that, like you said earlier, like that whole paradox, I can't get with, and I'm going to I'm calling it out every time I see it. I don't like it. I can't stand it at all.
And it's
These are the
like,
same. These black women. They like, oh, we want black men to. No, no, I'm not
and
protecting them.
yeah, and they
Sorry.
they want to be protected, and it's like, of course, I don't have no problem protecting black women. Like I always tell my
Yeah.
friends, like irrespective of whatever jokes we make, no matter if we poke fun at black women the same way how they poke fun at us, and we love each other because I have so many um well, of course I'm gonna have black female friends, okay? But they are the primary people in my life, okay? If you're in a black
Right.
community, they're gonna be the people you surround themselves by. And when I say that
Right.
these women are tough as nails, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, oh, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Give me a second.
Uh-oh. Trouble.
Yeah, like I was saying, right? When you see these women tough as nails, I hate to see them misrepresented by like it feels like a
Right.
betrayal because I know the quality of the black women
Mm.
in my life, dog. You understand me? I know
Right.
the strength that they had. They raised me, they nurtured me, literally from so when I was suckling on my mom's, breast straight to
Yeah.
now. You understand me?
Yeah.
Completely
Yeah.
took care of me. You understand me? So of course I feel some semblance of an obligation to them. And but when
Hmm.
I see them making it so hard for me to do that, it's a conflict of interest in a sense. You know what I mean?
Very, I agree. No, I feel that. That's exactly what it is, and it's a slap in the face. It's a literal slap in the face too. And it's funny because they bring that up too. They'll bring that up in arguments and oh well, you don't you do you like your mother? Do you love your mother? I'm like, you have family, you have a sister, or you have a mother, or sister. I have a mother and a sister. You know what I'm saying? I respect both of them, but I know for a fact they ain't gonna do no shit like this. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do no shit like that.
Bro, the first person who put me on game and was like, hey, just because you have these amazing women in your life, don't be no fool. Don't be no simp. Like my mom
Yeah,
herself, she let me know that hey, women out there they'll manipulate you. They'll
indeed,
use the love that you have for women and use that against
yeah,
you to try and get you to do what they
what they
want you
want,
to do. Don't be no
right? And then
fool. I didn't raise you to be a fool. You understand me? And that was so
it's
impactful.
that
And it's like
indeed.
you see the importance of this now more than ever when you see exactly
Don't you
how
think
these
that's
people
sad?
be carrying on. You understand me?
And don't you think that's sad though?
Yeah, it is. It is, by all means. Now I'm not gonna
It's
pretend and make it seem as though black men are innocent either. You
well, not.
understand
Oh
me?
no,
Of
no, no,
course
no,
not.
no, no, no. We never. I'm that's the thing. Like I hate. Like one thing I hate is when it comes down to it. Like we're always told as black men we got to take responsibility. Blah blah blah. Whoop de whoop. Whatever. But the minute we we get on black women, it's automatic defense. They're automatic. It's an automatic problem.
That's why I'm
Automatic.
saying they are definitely a protected class. You understand me?
And
So
I'm not talking. They are protected by themselves, and that is the honestly, and for lack of a better term, the literal. I want to. Well, it's literal retardation almost, if you will. It's literally like oh well, black men need to be better. Black men. I'm like, we can be as better as we want to, but that requires y'all. Sometimes that requires the women to step up too. And I saw, matter of fact, I saw a video while I was waiting for you. Saw a video of this black guy in his restaurant. I don't know if you've seen the clip. Black guy in the restaurant where he was going off on these black women that were at a group of black women in a restaurant. Tell them, hey, no, y'all can't be twerking in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I have mouths to feed. Look, this ain't the place for that. Like not here. Okay, sit down, enjoy your food. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time. We don't care. But that extra shit, I don't want y'all, y'all not gonna be doing that. Like we trying to get I'm trying to get the men to, respect women, and I can't do that when y'all over here just sitting up here twerking. You know what I'm saying? And people were going off on the man, but but these same women that try to go off on the men for something like that want men, want the same men to protect them. They want men to, to provide and all of that stuff. And like I've argued with several people, like if you want my protection, particularly, it's going to require you to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to control you by no means, but it's going to require you to listen. It's going to have to require you to have some kind of respect for me. You know what I'm saying? Just like how a woman may say, "Hey, I don't want you to be hanging out with this female friend," or I may feel uncomfortable with this female friend, which sometimes they'll do that just out of pure jealousy. But that's a whole nother topic. They but when I say, hey, look, don't go out, I know you want to go out with your girls tonight. Maybe, maybe not tonight. How about, maybe, y'all going to this club? How about y'all I don't want you going to that club because I heard about they shooting up in that club. Don't go to that club. You don't tell me what I need to do. I am a grown woman. I am an independent woman. And then, they go to a club and then God forbid it gets shot up. And then baby, come hit me. Baby, hurry up and come get me. I'm at the hospital. Or they're shooting at the club. Come why? You didn't listen to me the first time. You know what I'm saying?
but
That's an extreme example, but you get the point.
right,
It requires listening on both ends.
right.
And we're not until we actually sit down and have a conversation similar to this, where we get both sides and say, look, this is what I require. And even like if it was somebody you like one on one, because in the more micro scope of things, some people are cool with certain things, some people aren't. So if you can find that common ground and say, okay, look, understand that this is what I do, and there are certain things about me that I'm not changing, or that I would rather I want to keep because for whatever reason. as a woman, same way as a man. And
and,
if we can have those conversations more often, I think things will go a little bit better. I think.
and it's like I actually feel like really really safe around. Like this isn't any diss to white women or whatnot, but this is just a
Yeah.
preference of mine. I feel extremely safe around black women, right? And it's
Hmm.
like every single relationship I've ever been with, they
Hmm.
completely submit to me, love me completely. You understand me? It was never a matter
Right.
of, oh, if I tell you not to do something because I'm concerned for you. It was never a point of, oh, I'm going to disrespect you and not do what you say. No, it was complete, total submission and love. And of course, I would treat them the way that I would treat, because, you have to be responsible with that. If you're asking
Mm.
black women
Hmm.
to listen to you and you're
Hmm.
asking them to, um, just allow you the opportunity to help them. Not, I would say in a sense lead, but at the same time they're always going to be your co-pilot. You understand me?
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
like, of course, with that you need to be responsible. The responsibility is on us
Right.
first and foremost to take care of them. Okay, I'm never gonna
Mm.
refute that. Okay, but at the same
Mm.
time, you have to give us something to hold on to. You have to, like, the same way how when you're renting a car, you have to put down a security deposit. You have to give us
Hmm.
something
Yeah.
to run with, to roll with. You understand? You
Yeah.
can't make it too hard
Exactly.
for us. And at the same time, yes, the people who've brought me the most enjoyment in my life, having been engrossed with both white having been engrossed with both white and black women. Yes, the
Yeah.
white women, I've been around them a bit, just more
Yeah.
romantically more than anything else, but they have never done anything to me. And of course, my preference is always going to be the black woman nonetheless. But at the same time, even though they've brought me the most enjoyment, they've also brought me the most pain. You
Mm.
understand me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aside
Yeah.
from the whole relationship sphere, like
Yeah.
outside of the relation, like everything was great relationship wise. Outside of the relationships, it was terrible. Like whether it was in school or just out of my day to day life, when it comes to people demoralizing me, berating me, talking poorly of me,
Mm. Yeah.
unsolicited, it has always been a certain, not all, but just a certain category
Certain type.
category of
Yeah.
black women. And I feel as though that's
I feel
something
it.
that they have to handle amongst themselves. I'm going to encourage you to be better, but at the end of the day, the only thing I can do is encourage you. I don't own you. You understand me? I'm
Right.
not your
Yeah.
master. You understand me? You have to,
Right.
as a free,
That's what you want
independent,
though.
and powerful human being, you have that change first has to happen with you taking a deep, long look in the mirror and seeing exactly who you want to be. If you want to be that woman who is regarded as a chick who twerked inside the strip club, or not the strip club,
Restaurant,
the
store, whatever.
restaurant, okay, you're expected to twerk in the strip club, okay, that's your playground, everything's good there. You understand me? Nobody's going to
Man,
judge you for that, at least I won't. But if
I
you're twerking inside a restaurant where people expecting to eat inside this man's establishment, what precedent are you
right.
setting for yourselves and then the future black women who are going to be coming up, and they're going to be
Mhm.
like, you understand
Just
me?
control yourself. Control your urges. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
man,
that hard.
it's all about self
It's not that
control and
hard.
responsibility. And like you said, when people
Exactly.
try to hold them accountable, encourage them to have responsibility, because as you know, the media at large and society at large, they want to take that responsibility away from women, and that's overall hurting them extremely
Yep.
pervasively. So it's hurting them, and they're
Yep.
suffering
You can do
because of it.
whatever.
You understand
You
me?
can do whatever you want, be whatever. It doesn't make a difference. After establishment, it's like, no, bro, like chill. Like sometimes, like just because you can, it doesn't always
You
mean you
should
should.
exactly.
And even with me, like with sex, like I've argued with people with sex work, for example. I personally believe sex work is real work. Okay. I will not. Even before I was working in the industry, because I grew up in church, so I was curious as to why people were like always, in church they would always rag on, especially the women that would do go that route. And I'm like, well, why would they do that? Like, it's nothing wrong with that. Like, but like with like working and using that experience, that little, before COVID hit, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with having that expression that if you do, there's people out there like sexual, people that like sex like that, or some people are just, they like to flirt, and some people are, monetizing it. It is what it is. But at the same time, the other thing I tell women too is that you can't have this I hate men mentality. And that is the biggest mentality that I'm fighting to this day. This anti male narrative. You know what I'm saying? Men are trash narrative, because it's one of the most, it's damaging. It is completely damaging, especially when you're in fields that require like sex work that require the funds of men. Okay, I don't, women. There are women out there that do, that do support, that may like, may like you or whatever, you know, but majority of it is going to be men. You know what I'm saying? Majority of it, it's men. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the Sims, they're not women. I know women will joke about the shit, but they won't. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the people that are going to support it are the men. And for you to say that men are trash, and be disillusioned to that fact, that turns people off.
and
And
it hurts them. And the reason why I would say that
that's
I
where they're
support and I
acting out.
respect sex workers so much is because a lot of them don't do that because they want to. A lot of them do that because they literally have no other option to.
I disagree.
But now you see
I
the
disagree.
glorification of it, and like people have it like, oh my god, as soon as I turn 18, I'm gonna make an OnlyFans. You understand me? And while I
Bro,
don't,
it's not that easy.
and
It's
while
not
I
that
don't,
easy. I tell you, but
I don't want to say that I like have a bad opinion of them or disrespect them. I'm like, bro, you come from a healthy family. You're kind of privileged. You have just about all of your needs satisfied, and even more. You have your wants satisfied as well. So then it's
hmm
like when you're saying that, hey, I'm going straight into making OnlyFans fresh or a teenager being a minor. As soon as on
yeah.
your 18th birthday you make that, and like that's where
hmm
society has progressed. Because like first it was like, yeah, it was a respectable industry. People, you see sex workers on the street, everybody campaigning because you got to protect them because they put themselves out there. They are in a lot of danger. You understand me? And it's like
Yeah.
I can understand that. But then when you push it to the sense where young black women see that there's
hmm
that should be like a career prospect, and then it hurts them so
hmm
much because okay, you and me, we don't care if they do that, but what about the people that want to
Yeah.
employ them? That's my biggest concern, because
Right.
then it's like, okay, people see them as okay, I can hire this woman because they're gonna make my brand look bad, right? Then I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, you're
Possible.
ruining your future. That's what I care about, your future.
Right. But then again, here's where that the disagreement comes in, because like this is where I disagree with that, because some of that needs to change, because a lot of it is outdated viewpoints.
Right.
A lot of it is, a lot of women, they don't do it because they don't have other choice. A lot of them do have choices,
Right.
and a lot of them do want to have that. Some of them, while they do may have their needs met, some of them are stifled in their expression. Some people may like it, and
Mm.
believe it or not, it is a work of art. Pole work, like I've seen pole dancers, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro.
bro, the good ones. I'm talking about the artwork. And I'm not talking about just off of sexual arousal, like just the fact that they can do this, and the moves that they make, it's an artwork, and there's also not only just artwork, it's a form of work that goes into it. A lot of these girls, the biggest problem that I faced when I was when I was DJing, and one of the, especially the new girls that would come in, I would tell them, like, I would always joke, and I would be right on the money though, how of, oh, I'm like, oh, well, you're new here, huh? So let me guess, you were scrolling on your Instagram feed and you saw your homegirl or somebody you follow sitting on the floor of the dance room with a whole lot of money, and you thought you could do it too, right? And she was like, they looked at me crazy because of, like, how did you know? I'm like, because that's what like you said, that's what they promote, but then they don't
Mm.
tell people, the other things about it. Like, yes, there's some dangers in it, and it's not just what you would think. It's not just not all on the men. That a lot of these women are putting themselves. That a lot of these women are putting their own selves in their position that that they're not comfortable in. Like I've
And
always told, especially new girls, if you are not comfortable with a man touching you, you make it clear. The good ones, like the good ones, will make things clear. The
right.
good ones will tell you, this is what I will and won't do. When you pay, if you're paying for me, this is what you're agreeing to. Okay, I
Because
will not do
it
anything.
is a business almost.
Exactly. It is a business. And so when you're paying for that transaction, this is what you're going to get. Okay? Now, if it does go further, it goes further. But that's not something you should go,
Pursue. That's
research,
not
yeah,
what
research
that's not
into.
what you decide. You don't decide that. I decide that. You know what I mean? The woman
Exactly.
decides that.
Exactly. And now when the men do be getting out of control, then that's when I'll be like, all right, look, either finesse them or kick them out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kick them out. And like I have a like the one story, man, that one this one dancer pissed me off one time because she wrongfully try to finesse this dude, and it really pissed me off. Um, the dude was, he came in, he was a pretty nice dude, and normally especially when it was slow that day, and normally when it's slow, I kind of like, leave the DJ booth. I have a lot of songs lined up, DJ booth, leave the booth, talk with a couple of customers, get to try to keep them involved, especially if the girls are in the back, because they be like, oh, it's slow, I'm not gonna come out. I'm like, you know what, screw y'all. Uh, but I still try to keep that rapport with the customers to kind of give them see what they want, all that.
Right.
It's like a multiple business thing. But so one customer I was talking to, he was pretty cool, pretty chill. This one other dancer came out, and she at first it was okay. Like she got a couple of dances with him, he got a couple of drinks, and then apparently I guess his feelings started coming out. You know what I'm saying? And long story short, he got so drunk to where like he got like really involved. He was going through some really tough thing in his past in his life, and he just wanted some company. So the woman just took advantage of that, and she was
She
like
tried to pull a
basically
Cardi
trying
B
to
on him.
yeah try to get money off of him. Like she was sitting there taking him to the taking him to the ATM, and and he was trying to push, but he was drunk. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, if you're sober, he's drunk. You can kind of my thing is I have a thing with drunk people. Like you gotta be patient with them. You gotta be like extra patient, like dealing with a special needs person patient sometimes with them. That's the way I look at it. So like she was like, oh, I'm trying to, she was like, yeah, 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 baby, I got you, I got you, I'm gonna take care of you. And I saw her at the ATM, and I was hot, bro. She was trying to take this man's money. This man was literally at the ATM, just like drunk, didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and she was just sitting there looking at him, like looking at me, like nothing was wrong. I almost wanted to. I had to go to my booth because I almost wanted to cuss her out, bro. I and I'm like, but yet we're supposed to like that's something I will not protect. I will not protect somebody who's blatantly the blatant bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. 100%, bro. I feel as though that's very similar to those piece of shit, man, who would like if they see a girl drunk, they try their best to take advantage of her.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see that. I mean, I don't think that it's
Same.
as I could because money could always be replaced. If someone violates you, that's years and years of scarring. So I can't see that it's exactly the same, but I do see it taking advantage of someone who is impaired. Like you say, it's
Yeah,
very similar to a person with a disability because sometimes they could barely walk, sometimes they could barely even talk, they can't even think. You
right.
understand me?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I feel that, and it should be taken care of. Like I really feel like it should be. But and it's the same thing with these people over here. You know what I mean? With the people in this sector, it's like on the surface, it sounds great. You feel me? Like on the surface, like I tell people like I don't have a problem with representation. You feel me? Like as a black man, like I have no problems with. Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah. All right, got you. Okay, got you. Uh-oh. Lay the law down. Yeah. Lay the law down, man. You gotta lay the law down. No, I'm playing. But no, but once again, I don't have a problem with representation. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no issue with representation at all. It will be great to see myself in the game. That'll be dope. But I want it to be earned. I don't want it to be because oh, hand it to me because I'm black. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be. I don't want this identity politics to be the biggest issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be, oh well, because I'm a black man, I want to, give me a free PS5. I got the numbers. I got 4,000 subs on YouTube.
Right.
I give me my where's my free Xbox? And honestly, if anybody could be begging for it, if I would could ask for representation, it could be me because my channel right now, I'm close to 1 million total views right now.
Wow. You?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh look, go find
Tom.
like
Congrats,
go
bro.
like I'm not playing. Like I've been putting in this work. I've been on YouTube for like a little over 10 years, and I've
Whoa.
been putting on this work. And this is grinding time for me. Like that's why I go so hard for my shit because I believe, like I said, I want to be able to make a living off of what I enjoy doing.
And your talent.
Yeah, and my talent. Yeah, exactly. And and building not only for myself, but I want to be able to genuinely build with other people. And if I do, get my foot in the door, the same thing that they're talking about, that's why I got a little upset because like, and that's why I got with these people is because I was done the same thing that they were saying, like, hey, I'm trying to, get my foot in the door. I'm trying to help other people. I'm trying to blah, blah, woo. I want to get other people, get their content in, that type of stuff. But then you turn around and you do the exact opposite. It's a clique, it's a gang, it's give me what I want or else type shit, or you working what I would need to do. Now, don't get me wrong. If a group has to work a certain type of way, that's fine. That makes sense. But even if you don't agree with somebody, you don't sit up here and completely ostracize them. You don't sit up here and call them racist. You don't sit up here and say, "Oh, you're sexist. Oh, you're homophobic. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that." You know what I mean? And especially if you don't have the numbers. That's what I'm looking at. Like these companies are looking at numbers. The fact that Zombie Kills got mad at, she got mad. Not only did she said they didn't get, the black women weren't in the didn't get the PS5, the release, console release. They weren't in the first line of console release.
Because
You
these
understand what I'm
these
saying?
companies, their businesses, they're looking for things who for people who could benefit them. How is sending zombie kills who only has like what I think she has a bit of views on her channel, and then Isagu was like, I don't know, 50 something thousand
Yeah,
views
hold
on her
on.
channel.
Keep
how
going.
how
Keep
is
going.
that at all gonna benefit them? You understand me? Like, I mean, how is that going to benefit these companies by shipping them out video game consoles? No, that's why they didn't receive it. And like, automatically that should click in their minds, hey, maybe we need to up our game first before we start making these demands. And then instead of pushing our
Right.
race and gender, push the fact that, hey, I'm a bomb ass gamer. I'm an
Right.
amazing content artist. You understand me?
Right. Right. Exactly. And
Demand
and
that respect when you
make
earned
yourself
it.
make yourself undeniable. Make yourself undeniable.
Right.
That's what I'm looking at, is you making yourself undeniable, to where that if they do, to where your name does come up. That's why I have nothing but respect for like a big streamer like Big Cheese KIT. You know what I'm saying? That man's been putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Like that man is, if you look at his Twitch, man, that man has been putting in work. And he's got brand deals, he's got all of this stuff. He's putting in work. Yeah, he may agree with, the whole representation thing, which is fine, but at the end of the day, from what I understand, he knows that it's work involved.
Right.
You know, and, and these people need to know how to do that. Like they don't want. I feel like they don't want to put in the work. They just want somebody to give it to them and basically lower the bar. So when you lower, like I mentioned before, like when you lower the bar, anybody can get in. Now
It
it loses
devalues it.
value. Yeah, the value is gone, and that's the problem that it's this clash of, oh well, we earn it, we need to have that, about, or we need to have more black women in gaming, and then we get preachy games. Like somebody was talking to me about a couple of things. Like one thing, somebody asked me on my stream yesterday. They were like, somebody was trying to be funny, like, well, name X amount, like how many black women in gaming and stuff. And I'm like, or how many black people in games? Like, well, how many black main characters? Name five black. I'm like, well, why is that important? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a more good game. You feel me? Like, I
Well,
want a good game.
and another point that you made, like, look at the biggest gaming companies like Tencent. I don't know if it is the largest, but I'm pretty sure it's
10%. Yeah,
way up there.
yeah, it's
They
up there.
have like a lot of Asian characters. The majority of people in video games aren't white. Neither are they
Yeah,
black. Admittedly, they're Asian because
yeah,
that's where these games are made in Asian countries. So it's like, if
exactly.
so,
Asian.
even their basic claim is unsubstantiated in a sense.
Yep. Indeed, and even when they do make these games, it's like they make these games and include them. Like if they do include us, it's going to be in their image. So then they're going to be mad about, oh well, how come my character doesn't look like me, but he looks like he still looks Japanese? Well, because guess what? These Chinese people made it. You know what I'm saying? I think Microsoft is the only company I think still based in the U.S. still, and they have yet to go abroad, if I remember correctly.
Microsoft's games aren't all that mainstream either. If I'm being quite real with you, and it's like,
Right.
sorry, and it's like, how do you feel like all of this is really gonna affect especially their cause, black women ultimately, because that is something that I really do care about, because it's like the same thing going back to what you said.
Yeah.
Like I personally feel as though black women are hypersexualized, and I feel as though they are a disrespected class of people, but it isn't the world disrespecting them to the extent that it would cause all of these things and like feel like make them feel underrepresented, feel like people don't care about them. What I feel as though the problem really is, I feel
Yeah.
as though the problem is that um they're disrespecting themselves. They're misrepresenting themselves. A lot of them go
Yeah.
there, you like you said, go in a restaurant, a place to eat, and twerk.
Yeah.
You understand me? They would like,
Yeah.
I don't know, they would like say things online that would literally degrade
Yeah.
themselves. And then when you call themselves on it, you're against us, you're misogynistic and whatnot. Just like what happened here
Right.
with Zombie
Let us.
Kills and
Let us.
Enemy Saga and everyone else involved. You put
Right.
yourself out there under the guise. You said that you are a leader amongst black women trying to make it out there on
Right.
Twitch. Yet at the same time, you're doing and exhibiting all of these toxic tendencies, all of these I would say narcissistic and damaging character flaws that people are going to look at and they're going to think that that's indicative of black women in general.
Exactly, and it's gonna do nothing but I feel like it's gonna do nothing but hurt us, hurt them in the long run. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to change the narrative, but it's like it's not. Falling into the narrative isn't gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? Just let us. Basically, in a way, I feel like what they're saying is just let us do what we want. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be that dude, but it's like it's not gonna work that way. Like even like with certain things, like if you put yourself out there a certain way, just realize that okay, for example, go back to sex work for just a quick moment. If you put yourself out there in that negative well not negative, but if you put yourself out there in that light, people are gonna look at you that way. You know what I'm saying? If you wear something revealing, okay, people are gonna look. Sometimes the guys are gonna look regardless. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes just knowing how to, uh, knowing how to just act like an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like Miguel's saying over here. It's act like responsible. If something bothers you, if somebody is bothering you or something is making you feel uncomfortable, you have the right to voice that. And I'm not knocking. What I'm not knocking is the right to voice their opinion on this topic. You know what I'm saying? Which is stupid for me to do in the first place. Um, but what I'm saying is I don't agree with it because one, we're a minority to begin with. I don't know if you are in the states like us, like me, um, but in the U.S. we make up 14-15% of the population. Okay, so that means if I were to simplify it, out of 100 people, 14 to 15 of us are black. You know what I'm saying? 14 to 15 of us are black. So we're minority. We're not being, we're not out there, you know what I'm saying? And even with those 14-15%, how many of us play video games? Okay, that knocks off about maybe, 3-4%. How many are in tech that are actually, I mean tech like, like Marcus Brownlee that are actually, tech savvy? That number is dropped severely because
And
we've been
then
made
bring it
fun of.
back to who are our creators. The what percent of you are creators?
Exactly. And that's what people need to understand is like the reality is that you're it's like a niche almost. It's almost like a niche, if you will. And I get the fact that you want to see more black women in gaming and you want to see more black women doing these things. And me personally, I'm all for it. I will be the first one to tell you, go girl, go. You know what I mean? But what you're not going to do is you're not going to do it at the cost of black men are trash or men are trash. Black women are not protected. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. You're not gonna trash me in order for me to, you're not gonna step on me in order for me to push you up.
And if
Not
I
at my
am to
expense.
give any advice to even you and any other black streamer, oh maybe tuning in, or and even zombie kills in any saga, bro,
Yeah.
don't lead with your race. First and
Thank you.
foremost, the audience and the diversity of your audience should be paramount to you. Okay, you're not only
Right.
appealing to a black audience when you go on that global stage.
Yeah.
That's what you're
Everybody.
really looking at, because just like you said, let's just say you only appeal to a black audience. What percent of that are interested in gaming? What percent of that is actually searching up gaming online to watch your content? When you do that,
Right.
you probably left with perhaps at most half of your population. So then that goes from especially concerning that these platforms are extremely male oriented. They're dominated by
Right.
male viewers. So you're looking at perhaps um maybe 33% or less of your 14 to 15% who
Yeah.
actually is interested in watching exclusively black content, or
Right.
black creators, or even watching video games entirely. Okay, and when you
Right.
only focus on that very small minority, which is like
Yeah.
the minority of the minority, you
That is true.
substantially limit your growth, you limit your productivity, you limit your impressions, your potential. You
Hmm.
strip yourself away from that. So you're gonna
Exactly.
need the white people. You're gonna need the Asian people. You're gonna need people from the UK. You're gonna need people from the Netherlands. Like in my back end of my analytics, I have like 15 different countries where people tune in and watch my
Yeah.
content. The majority of
Nice.
which are from the US. The second largest
Nice.
group are from the UK. I think it's
Nice.
like somewhere like, I don't know, 70% US, and then, well, I think it's actually closer to like, I don't know, 60 something percent US, and then 20 something percent UK, and then everyone else
Nice.
falls in line. All of these
Right.
people you're appealing to. So when you're just coming on, you're saying white people are racist, you're saying all these anti-white sentiments. People don't want to hear that. But even a lot of black
Right.
people don't want to hear that. But they'll tune in anyway if it's just to support you, or if they really like you. But those people are going to be the
Right.
extreme minority, and that's going to inhibit growth so substantially. And that's why my
Right.
audience, and even despite how small my channel is, that's the
Right.
reason why I could get a bit of views for my channel size, because I appeal to such a wide and broad audience. That's what these companies are trying to do as well. So when they see
Right.
these, because like growing up, I watched Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch Marquise. I watch Austin Evans. You understand me? He's a white guy. The majority of the creators I watch is white, because I don't base my whether or not I watch someone on their race. A lot of people, they don't even know about their cameras, so I don't know who in God's name their ethnicity is, nor do I care. I just want to watch good
Right.
content.
I got y'all
Focus on
saying, yeah,
improving yourself. Focus on leveling up. Focus on being better. First and foremost,
exactly.
that should always be the
You were
precedent, and then everything else is gonna fall in line. You're gonna get your representation. You're gonna make those little girls that tune in, that look up to you, that also aspire to be streamers. You're gonna make all of them proud.
right, exactly. And you ever heard of I don't know how because like I said, I grew up doing like a lot of music stuff, so music history was one of the things I looked at.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of the Chitlin Circuit?
Uh-uh.
Um, Basically, this was around about, I want to say about the early 1900s. If I'll have to go look it up because I really don't. I'm lazy right now. I don't feel like look Wikipedia in it right now.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just enjoying this conversation. But the Chitlin Circuit was a group. It was a black only thing. It was like for musicians. Um, where since this is when segregation was a thing. Blacks only, stuff like that, and it was also limited to music and performing. You know what I'm saying? Performing artists, they would get on the Chitlin Circuit. They try to get their little name out there. There was some great music in it, but there's people that wanted to get out of that because they realized how limited it was. And the reason why I bring up the Chitlin Circuit now is because I feel like that's what people are trying to create is another 2.0 version of the Chitlin Circuit, if you will. And not only to me is it's detrimental. It's utter asinine, and it's basically it
It's
goes against
segregation.
everything. Exactly, it goes against everything Martin Luther King, talked about us about everything that we were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we're trying to do. Our ancestors, you know, not even like we're not talking like great ancestors. Jim Crow has been I think abolished since for about 50, 60 years. So you got grandparents a lot that were alive during that era. You know what I'm saying? Some parents even during alive during the era, you know, trying to fight for, you know, us to get integrated. And now you got people wanting to reverse that. You know what I'm saying? Which is completely asinine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's completely ridiculous and it's just stupid. And the people that subscribe to this type of stuff really without question too. And that's the other thing. Without question, because of a few experiences that they had, well somebody said something racist and whatever, you know, folks are gonna talk. You know what I mean? Folks are gonna talk shit regardless. And if these people can get you off your game, they got you. You know what I'm saying? If like think of like Draymond Green going against LeBron James. You know what I mean? So, you know, he's LeBron has his status. You know, Draymond Green has his. He's not as good as LeBron. But if Draymond you know, he's known for talking shit, and if he can get him to get LeBron to go from averaging, you know, he averages 30 points a game, but if he can get him to go down to 10 points that game, he did his job. You feel what I'm saying? and
Yeah.
and that's how, you know, you got to know how to either rise above the hate, you know what I'm saying, rise above the, you know, those people out there, because honestly all of this is a loud minority, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or they seem loud because those are the ones that are always in your face. Those are the ones that you always tend to see. You know what I'm saying? It's always the hate shit that you always tend to see sometimes. And it's like we always look for the bad and everything, and we're weird like that. I don't know why we do that, but it's like we skip over the, you know, we skip over these good comments, you know. And I used to get mad at black cosplayers for this one, because they'll get mad at they'll ignore all the other compliments of, you know, their cosplay, and they'll target that one dude that said, oh well, this character isn't black, or you know, or make fun of them, you know, make a racist comment. You know what I mean? And instead of not giving it that energy, they screenshot it. They, you know, oh, who is this person? And it's a faceless name. They don't even know who it is. You know what I'm saying? But yet you got 5K followers loving your cosplay, but you're worried about this one motherfucker who's sitting up here ain't doing shit for you. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that I had to learn, and the thing that you know, it kind of makes me, you know, seem like I'm, you know, always butting heads with people, but it's like I start seeing stuff. It's like most of these people, they say they care, but they don't. You know what I mean? They don't really give a shit about anything outside of what they want to give, and they lie about it. That's the part that really gets me, is the fact that they lie about it. If they were to be honest, if these people like Nene Saga, Zombie Kills, you know, Black Girl Gamers, the Cookout, if they were completely honest, you know what I mean, and saying that, look, um we're looking for these types of people. We looking for people that think like us. We want conventionally attractive people. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would have a problem with it. Yeah, they'll talk their little shit, but at the end of the day, they wouldn't have a problem. You feel?
Right.
But they're not saying that. They're using certain keywords to get people in and building up their numbers. You know what I'm saying? They're building up their numbers, but then you start to see the underbelly. You know what I mean? You start seeing the real what's really going on, and now you feel played. You feel trapped. You know what I'm saying? And then you have stuff like what's on the screen, where I don't have time for conversations either. Either you take down, you know, you're empowering this mental, these types of people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I'm hitting at. It's like I don't have a problem with, you know, I have a problem with the people, like I have a problem with the people that take up the mentality, this victimhood mentality. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's out to get you. You feel me? Not everybody's you know, trying to hate on you. Not everybody's, you know, not everybody doesn't like you because you're black. They're not, you know, not everybody's always plotting to get you. You know what I'm saying? Like people need to understand that and just take it for what it is. You may not agree with me, but you know, hey, let's move forward. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I like your content. Let's move forward. Oh, well, you don't like mine? Okay, well, all right, I'll move around. You know,
Well, before we close out, I just really wanted you to, just for the record, I wanted you to really mention exactly in your own words exactly how you've been affected from all of this. Like
Man,
basically, like from everything that went down. Has there been any like damages or injuries that you feel as though is probable to come to your channel? Anything that you've seen people directed hate? Like I'm not just talking about criticism. I'm talking about like people coming like out for you, saying that they're going to false flag you and report you. Aside from what we've shown in these texts.
I honestly I wouldn't be surprised if they tried it. I
Mm,
wouldn't be surprised if they try to come for me. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if they even try to, try to come at you as well for having me on here.
it's no problem.
Um,
I'm not afraid.
but like I said, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate. Um, but like my thing is like I'm not tripping about it. Like I said, it might be overwhelming or whatever at first, but it's like I'm not really tripping about it because it's like I said what I said, and if you really want to get to know where I stand, or if you don't understand something, if you're not getting it, you have a way to get at me. You have a way to talk to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, kind of lead with somebody that actually I was in their community. They had basically that was basically siding with Zombie Kills. He had asked me a question, and he had said, because in regards to Zombie, he was saying, she's been in a lot of podcasts like this, a lot of talks and stuff, and he was like, well, how much work does she have to do? How many more does it take? And the answer I said in my stream was, and I want to share this with you or anybody, if you wondering to yourself like how long will it take for me to get, how many videos do I have to do in order for me to get to where I gotta go?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is however long it takes. If this is what you want to do, if this is what you're passionate about, it's however long it takes. You're gonna keep grinding. You're gonna keep, you know, getting to your, redefining your connections, getting with people that are willing to talk with you, even if they don't agree. But the fact that whatever issues, like getting people that's gonna work with you. You know what I mean? You're gonna keep pushing forward. Like bullshit aside, you're not going to worry about like get your head out of, stop worrying about what other folks are doing. You know what I'm saying? And focus on your own work. Stay in your lane, focus on your own work. Keep your head down and focus on your own test. You feel me? So that's something that I want to just leave with anybody. Just, keep pushing, and like you said earlier, don't leave with your race, your identity for it. You know what I'm saying? If let your work be your identity.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been 210 LG Lawrence Gilmer. I'm talking about a
Yes,
guy
sir.
who does music on games, streams on Twitch, on YouTube. All right. He's been on the platform for 10 years, almost 1 million views. All right. He's put in
Let's
the
double that.
work. He's
We got to
telling you
triple that.
exactly what to do. He's putting you on game. All right. He's been attacked. They came for his channel, but obviously he's still here before you today. So I guess all the evil sent against you, not all of them are gonna prosper, if any at all. You understand me? And if anything, he's eating better now than he ever have before, and I'm so proud of that, and I'm so happy for that. And I know everybody's
Appreciate
watching is elated and ecstatic to hear that. You
it.
understand me? So
Yeah, I can hear the
his
crowd going wild.
pardon?
I said I can hear the crowd going wild.
Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? So like all of his links are in the comments. You understand me? Check him. Please check him out. Please subscribe to him. Please
And
support
please
him.
subscribe to
Okay?
Abysmal too. Yo, and check out Abysmal too, man. Like let's not act like you don't deserve to get this too, man. Like it's not too many people that'll do stuff like this. And I gotta give you your credit where credit's due, because not a lot of people are gonna. I know for the most part we kind of agree on a lot of things, but just in general, some people
Right.
won't do this.
I mean, but
They'll
to be honest, it was no problem at all. It was actually a huge pleasure. It's an honor, really. If I'm just gonna be quite frank with you, and I
I
can't wait
appreciate
to see where you go, bro. I feel as though this is just a start, and I feel
you.
as though
Indeed.
what turned out to be something, I guess, consequential for you turned out being
Yeah.
something very, very great. And we just saw that everyone was so mad. They're like, oh my god, he's profiting off of and getting notoriety for all of this, calling out black women and whatnot, bro. At the end of the day, you just gave your opinions, and people enjoyed your opinions. They benefited from your opinions. Therefore, they subscribe because hey, you deserve it. Every single person that subscribed or follow you, subscribe to you on YouTube or follow you on Twitch, that's because they
Yeah.
felt as though that you are a man deserving of that subscription, deserving
Yeah.
of being followed, deserving of tuning into and listening to. I'm
Mm,
very proud of you on my channel. Okay,
appreciate you.
it was a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the stream. This is the end of the stream. Sorry, game over. All right, enemy saga, zombie kills. They'll be just fine. I don't want anyone to attack them. I don't want anyone to even hate on them. All right, just let them scream at themselves in the corner, and eventually everything will die down. I don't want you guys to tarnish your image of women in general, first and foremost, and then going into black women and on the platform. Like I said, I've seen some amazing entertaining gameplay, and I know that that woman that I watched and that I think is my favorite black female gamer, she's going places. You understand me? 210 LG is going places. You understand me? And he even have his fans. You understand me? He even have his black women who he are a fan of, who game, and he really enjoys their content. All right, just because you see a few people, beating their gums online and making it bad for everyone else, does not mean that that is a clear indicator or a marker or a symbol of what the entire community as a whole represents. All right, and I just wanted to leave you guys with that sentiment. Any closing remarks you want to tell everyone goodbye?
Yes, sir. Hey, thank y'all so much once again. Thank you, Abysmal. You
All
know what I'm
right.
saying? For having me here. You guys can find me here, Lawrence Gilmer on YouTube, 210LG on Facebook and Twitter, and also Twitch. Good God, I have to remember where I'm at. I'm everywhere. 210 Law, 210 LAW on Instagram. I'm everywhere, bro. I'm also getting some music up on Spotify as well. And you guys know where to find me. If you guys got any questions, you just want to chill with me, you know what I'm saying? You know, come follow me. Like I said, we making some moves, man. I'm trying to keep it moving. Gotta keep moving. Also shout out to Hydra Gaming. That's the squad, the gaming squad I'm a part of. Dragonic, thank you for putting me on the squad. Hello Hire, the content creator manager. And also my squad, the one that I'm building, the Dynasty Network. You know what I'm saying? Where we're growing together with integrity. Thank you guys. Peace and God bless.
Hey yo guys, you heard the man. Make sure to listen to my boy's mixtape. Follow him on everything he just mentioned. And as you know, it's been Abysmal.